Brittney Griner just managed to do the impossible. Make headlines for all the wrong reasons by launching a jaw-dropping verbal attack on Caitlin Clark, reportedly calling her a trash white girl in the middle of a game, caught on live TV. Brittney Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl. Now the internet is on fire. Fans are calling for disciplinary action, and wild rumors about Griner's personal life are bubbling back to the surface faster than you can say technical foul. Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. Things had been tense in the league for a while, but Griner took that tension and turned it into a live-action meltdown. After fouling out of a hard-fought game, cameras zoomed in on Griner walking off the court, where she was clearly seen mouthing the words, "trash effing white girl." And yes, it was crystal clear. That clip spread across the internet faster than a half-court buzzer beater. This wasn't just standard trash talk. It was ugly, it was pointed, and it had layers of hate baked into it. Even seasoned analysts were stunned. Skip Bayless didn't hesitate. He said flat out that if a white player had dropped a racial slur on national television, their career would be over by lunchtime. Is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying, "white girl" on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying, "black girl" on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl. Yet when Griner did it, crickets. No fine, no suspension, not even a strongly worded memo. The silence was louder than a missed free throw in an empty gym, and fans weren't having it. But it is completely possible that fucking white girl was about Caitlin Clark's popularity, about her stature, about her impact on the entire league. Let's be honest, Caitlin Clark has been the target of this kind of hostility since her first WNBA warm-up. She's been pushed, shoved, knocked around, and not because she plays dirty, just because she's dominant. And yeah, let's not pretend race isn't playing a role here too. She has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound patches where they ram into her, just absolutely abuse, and there clearly is a racial element to it. Griner's outburst didn't come out of nowhere. It was the latest in a disturbing pattern. This wasn't a moment of passion. This was a calculated, venom-filled insult broadcast to the world, and from a league that loves to say no place for hate. Their silence is deafening when the hate's aimed at Caitlin, and now the fan base wants receipts. They want to know why the league shrugged this off like a missed layup. Why is Brittney Griner being shielded from consequences when she clearly crossed the line on national television? Let's flip the script. What if Caitlin Clark had said the same thing? The league would not be okay with a white player saying "epping black girl." Imagine Caitlin calling Griner a trash black girl in front of cameras. It would have triggered media meltdowns, 24-hour news coverage, league-wide statements, and probably a lifetime ban from basketball. No debate, done and dusted. Skip Bayless hit the nail on the head again. He said any white player making that kind of remark would be crucified by the media. But Griner, she gets a pass, like she accidentally stepped out of bounds. A Griner referring quite clearly, I believe, to Caitlin Clark and a white referee as, quote, trash ass white girls, and when commentators tried to play defense, twisting her words into whack call. Please. The footage is as clear as Clark's three-point form. Fans, lip readers, and even neutral reporters confirmed what they saw. Yet the league is acting like someone just forgot to turn up the volume. It's that kind of selective outrage that's corroding the WNBA from within. If you are a straight white woman in the WNBA, there is no way that you feel completely safe. The same organization that sprinted to investigate Indiana Fever fans after vague, unverified allegations about Angel Reese is suddenly blind, deaf, and mute when an actual player throws out a racist insult. This isn't new for Clark. She's been the league's favorite punching bag since day one. Not because she runs her mouth or flops for calls, but because she's great, she's white, and she's turning the spotlight away from players who think seniority earns immunity. Angel Reese even reposted a meme portraying Clark as running scared from a fight, captioned with "white girl running from the fade," like she's trying to start a beef mixtape. And that's not fan content. Reese posted it herself, image that she reposted. And the implication is, well, what it says at the top is white, I don't know, this is how they say girl, G-Y, white gal, G-Y-A-L, running from the fade, like as if Caitlin Clark is basically and the hits keep coming. Players have smacked her in the face, shoved her mid-play, and treated every hard foul like they just won the finals. Yet Clark never reacts. No dirty plays, no cheap shots. Just basketball brilliance on full display while dealing with more hostility than any rookie ever has. Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was attempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting. And here's the reality check. Every time Caitlin Clark takes a hit, she's expected to zip it and smile. Play nice. Take the high road. Never mind that she's the one being shoved, slammed, and now verbally assaulted. While she's held to impossible standards, the same media that should be defending her is busy giving standing ovations to her antagonists. The message is loud and clear. Some players get a pass, and Clark gets a target on her back. The league keeps talking about growing the game, but ignoring what's happening to Clark is exactly what's shrinking it. Casual fans, many of whom just discovered the WNBA thanks to Clark, are watching this all unfold in disbelief. They tuned in to cheer her on, only to see her mocked, physically bullied, and now racially insulted with zero consequences. And what do they see from the league? Not action, not accountability, just silence, slogans, and a shrug. If this is how the WNBA treats its new fan base, don't be surprised when those fans turn the TV off. He stated in part, obviously, the league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl on the bench in anger. So let's get to the question nobody in the front office wants to answer. Why is Caitlin Clark expected to rise above everything while others get away with anything? Why is a racially charged insult against a white player treated like a minor slip-up, while the same comment flipped would bring the league to its knees? That's the hypocrisy fans are sick of. And unless the WNBA stops ignoring it, they'll be ignoring the league right back, regardless of the hashtag campaigns painted across the court. But just when you thought the drama peaked with Brittney Griner's verbal outburst, the internet reignited a long simmering firestorm, one that's been bubbling beneath the surface for years and just got poured back into the spotlight with jet fuel. This one, it's personal, it's invasive, and it's going viral. We're talking about the renewed storm of speculation over Brittney Griner's biological identity, that this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. Let's be clear. We're not trafficking in conspiracy theories. We're reporting what's already blowing up across social media, news platforms, and even locker room whispers. The rumor mill has gone mainstream. And this time, the debate is being fed by actual video clips, past posts, and what many are calling a conspicuous absence of transparency. The clip that's reignited it all? A topless Instagram story from Griner herself, showing a chest that's unmistakably flat, without the usual scarring of top surgery. That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this, and it stayed up for 106 weeks, was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male. Here's what's making people raise eyebrows. Instagram's AI, notorious for flagging nudity, didn't take the video down. Not after a day, not after a week. It stayed up for nearly 2 years. The implication? The platform's detection software may have classified the torso as male. That, combined with Griner's deep voice, broad frame, and physical dominance, has opened the floodgates of doubt. Even sports fans with no agenda are watching her slam into Clark and wondering, are we even playing on the same field? The rabbit hole goes deeper. A viral anonymous post is making the rounds, claiming that Griner was assigned female only on paper, alleging her mother made the decision, and that she's been navigating the sports world ever since with the truth buried. Brittney is a weird case. He's a man, yes, that much is obvious, but not in the way that you think. He is a trans, he's a straight cis male who was raised as a girl and given a girl's name by his parents. His mother is the insane one. She forced him to live as a female right up through high school, filled out all of his paperwork, including BC as female, and kept the charade going. The theory says Griner lives and presents as male in every other part of life, except when it's time to compete. True or not, it's a narrative the league hasn't addressed, and that's what fans are focused on. Why the secrecy? Today's world values inclusion, yes, but it also demands fairness, especially in elite competition. If there's even a shred of legitimacy to these concerns, then female athletes like Caitlin Clark deserve a league willing to investigate. When someone who plays like a linebacker slams into someone like Clark, smaller, lighter, and clearly more vulnerable, it's no longer just about sportsmanship. It's about safety, equality, and whether the playing field is truly level. Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the NBA, WNBA. It used to be a peaceful small little thing. Now there's crowds scream and hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. And then there's the international angle. Let's not forget Griner was at the center of a massive global incident, arrested in Russia for carrying cannabis, only to be swapped for a notorious arms dealer. Not just any arms dealer, Victor Bout, the so-called merchant of death. That's not just a PR headache. That's a national security trade. That's a level of political pull most citizens can only dream of. So fans are right to ask, how is someone with that kind of baggage still being coddled by the league? Clark, the player making WNBA relevant again, can't even get a foul called in her favor. It's a question of priorities, of protection, of whether this league is serious about protecting its future, or just its favorites. Brittney was male, and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute as nudity. Now, some people may speculate, okay, well, is Brittney trans? Because if there's even a possibility that a biological male is dominating women's sports under false pretenses, that's not just controversial. It's potentially the biggest athletic scandal of the decade. And Caitlin Clark, she's right in the middle of it. Not by choice, not by provocation, but because she's the one everyone wants to see, whether to cheer her or to tear her down. Clark came to elevate the WNBA, to bring eyeballs, energy, and excitement. But instead of support, she's met with elbows, insults, and institutional silence. Fans are watching. They're not stupid. They see who's being protected and who's being punished. And it's not the player dragging the league into the spotlight. It's the one dragging others down who's getting a pass. Meanwhile, the questions around Griner grow louder every week. Yet we get no answers, no clarity, and certainly no reassurance that the league is protecting female athletes from unfair advantage. That's not leadership. That's cowardice. And if the league won't speak up, the fans will. So here's your call to action. If you stand with Caitlin Clark, if you believe she deserves fairness, dignity, and safety, make your voice heard. Let us know by commenting, I stand with CC down below. Shout it from the stands. Support and watch the games. Because if the WNBA doesn't step up soon, it's not just Caitlin Clark who'll suffer, it's the credibility of the entire sport.